Happy morning to you all children. I believe after the weekend you are happy to have the science class. I am Nirupama here. I have already completed you 2 lessons. Food, where does it come from? And also the lesson balanced diet and deficiency diseases. So in that you would have learned about the food and what are the essentials of the food, what are the nutrients present in the food, etc. and all you have learned. Again, I'll recap that lesson after 3 lessons are over. These 3 lessons are for your first term. So I'm doing this lesson now this week completely. This lesson only will go on. That is, our next lesson is going to be measurements and motion. This is your 11th lesson in your textbook, children. I'm not continuing with the third lesson. Why? Because in science we have 3 topics, that is physics, chemistry and biology. So in the lower classes you wouldn't have learned about that. But still if you have come to 6th standard, we will categorize science into physics, chemistry and biology. So first 2 topics which I have thought comes under biology. Anything related to food, animals, etc. Then any chemical reaction, you call it as chemistry, and that you'll have physics. So this lesson comes under your physics topic, measurements and motion. So this is your 11th lesson in your textbook, children. So measurements and motion. The topic itself tells you and the picture tells you what is measurement, isn't it? Anything in our daily life, it has to be measured. From the morning, the toothpaste which you are taking a small peanut size of toothpaste, or else that size has to be mentioned, isn't it? So that size is nothing but the measurement. How tall you are, your PT teacher will take you the height. You are some 120 centimeters, 140 centimeters. So that tells your height. And your maths teacher will ask you to draw a line. That will be of 2 centimeters or 5 centimeters. So that and all are measured, isn't it? Without measurement, life is really not possible. Everything has to be measured. Whatever it is, which is not measurable, you believe. Your love, affection, friendship. Can you measure that one? That and all are immeasurable. That you have lots and lots of love, lots and lots of friendships. So we are talking about the things which when touch and feel, that has to be measured. And what is the motion? There are different types of motion like your clock rotating, etc. First, let us see about the measurement. So measurement is very, very important. So many scientists are performing experiments only with the help of this measurements only. Many things, whatever you see in the daily life, don't you think how far is your school from your home? You will tell some 2 kilometers. Or how much time it will take? It will take some 15 minutes to go to my school. So all these are measurements, the 2 kilometers, 15 minutes, everything is going to be your measurement. Similarly, how much you eat, how many idlis you eat. I eat 3 idlis. The idlis are measured. 3 idlis is your measurement. 2 dosas. Or I'll drink a glass of milk. That glass of milk is also a measurement. So everything is a measurement. You cannot say without measurement anything, you cannot indicate it. So let's move into the lesson. So one of the most important things that scientists do is to perform experiments, isn't it? Experiments are done by making measurements. Measurement means giving a number to something that is measurable. What is measurement? That is nothing but giving a number. அதுக்கு ஒரு அளவு கொடுக்கிறது 3 இட்லி 4 dosas or 5 chapatis. I eat a bowl full of chana dal, like that. So that is nothing but a number. So you give the number to length, mass and volume. How much cloth is needed for stitching your shirt? 2 meters. That is going to be your length. My mother bought 2 kgs of tomatoes. That kgs is nothing but the weight, mass. And I bought a half liter of milk. That half liter of milk is going to be the volume. So that volume is measured using that liters. So that is about the measurement. Measurement is nothing but giving number to something that is measurable. So just imagine how will you measure these, some of these pictures they have given. If you take milk, you are going to measure it using a some measurement can or something, or your medicine. If you are going to take medicine, 5 ml medicine, doctor will prescribe you 5 ml of medicine. Then you will have a small measuring cup that indicates 5 ml. So that is about the measurement of volume. Liquid item you are going to measure in some shapical things like a glass or bowl, something like that. So when you're going to weigh tomatoes or brinjal, that rice, that and all is going to be mass weight. And if you are going to measure a length of your table or length of your a classroom, that we use a measuring tape, isn't it? We use measuring tape or a scale to measure the length. We use a weighing machine. If you go to the shop, you can see there will be a weighing machine. Nowadays, we have that electronic weighing machine. Previously, we had that common balance where there will be two pans either side. You'll keep weight on one side, or the other side, whatever thing you want to buy. And if you're going to weigh the liquid one, you'll have a measuring cup. So that is how we are going to measure these things. So measurement is very simple today because we have everything to measure. But in olden days, do you know, they don't have any other how to measure it, they didn't have. For example, even now we are buying these flowers from the flower vendor. How is she measuring the flowers? ஒரு முழம் பூ. Yeah, from the tip of your middle finger, she'll measure it till the knee. உங்க knee வரைக்கும், tip of your middle finger ல knee வரைக்கும் அளந்து ஒரு முழம் பூ. So that is an all ancient method of measuring. So that is called as a cubit. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு முழங்கிறது பேரு cubit. If you are going to measure with a foot, நம்ம கால் வச்சு இல்ல கை அளவு வச்சு வைக்கணும், that is hand span or foot span. Hand span or foot span சொல்லுவோம். So if you are going to measure with your hand, that is the distance between your thumb and the small finger. நம்ம தம்முக்கும் small fingerக்கும் நடுவுல இருக்கிறது பேரு hand span. And foot, அதே மாதிரி from the toe to the heel, that is called foot span. Cubit means from your middle finger to the knee, that you call it as a cubit, ஒரு முழம் பூ. So in ancient days, there was no proper measuring instruments. They roughly used the measurements like these. And how did they move from one place to another? There was no transport. If they want to go from one place to another, they used to walk only. Or after some time, they have invented, after the invention of the wheel was being fixed to a cart and it is pulled by the cows, so that they can move on animals from one place to another. So, what does actually transport means? Transportation is a means by which people or goods are taken from one place to another, either on a vehicle or animal, any sort. Transportation is a means by which people or goods are taken from one place to another. In ancient times, people traveled on foot from one place to another. And if you are going to, they move on the rivers means they used some boats or piece of wood like that. People travel on foot. If they are going to go on a land surface, they used simple boats to travel down waterways. Even riding on the back of the animals like donkeys, horses and camels also is going to be a transport only. It after traveling on animals made the movement faster than man moving in their legs. So after that only vehicles and all came slowly only. And these animals are also used to carry loads, and invention of wheel is going to be an important invention of the any other invention than any other invention. Carts with wheels were much easier to pull and larger loads could be carried faster. So, our next revolution in the transport came with the invention of the steam engine. So steam engine was an important invention. Do you know who invented steam engine? James Watt. How did he get this inspiration? From daily life only science is created. So that is a very good inspiration that James Watt got the invention of steam engine from his daily life. Once he was cooking rice, I kept the lid closed. So after the water started boiling, what happened? That boiling water pushed the lid out. So he thought that if the steam can push the lid out, why can't it push some other thing? That came to the idea that he invented this steam engine. So the steam engine is going to be one of the important invention. With the combination of the steam engine invention and wheel, transportation became very efficient. With the steam engine and the wheel invention, both are became very important for transportation of goods. So steam engines were used to power trains on railroads. They run on a railway tracks only. And it is also used to move the ships in the water. And or even some steam used vehicles were run on that day. Then came diesel and petrol engines that led to the development of most of the vehicles that we use for transportation today. So after the steam engine only, we have nowadays this diesel run vehicles and petrol run vehicles. So one more fact file I will tell you now. A bullet train. Now you know bullet train, it is in Japan and all. It is a high speed train. It runs on electricity. India will soon launch its first bullet train, which will run between Ahmedabad and Mumbai. It is expected to complete the 7-hour journey in 2 hours. How fast is the train? 7 hours journey can be completed in 2 hours. This will give you an idea how fast it is. You can now imagine how fast the train will move. So, invention of measurement has been important for measuring many things, and previously how it is being measured using handspan, cubit and footspan. And we are learning about the history of transportation. Initially people moved on foot or on animal backs with the carts, etc. And later was the invention of the steam engine. So now we have aeroplanes and helicopters that are flying in the air, isn't it? So that is also going to be a latest invention. Now in modern times, we have aeroplanes, jets, helicopters, supersonic jet planes and rockets. Even we have electric trains and cars, nuclear powered submarines, aircraft carriers. Engineers and scientists are working on solar powered vehicles. Since this availability of petrol and diesel is being limited, nowadays people are working over the nuclear and the solar powered vehicles. So solar powered vehicles means that are running on the sunlight, the energy obtained from the sun. So this modes of transport is making possible to travel from any place in the earth from one corner to another. Even today, if you are going to go to America, it will take only few hours. But imagine if there is no transport, it may take some years together to go to that place. So invention of wheel and transport advancement has made our life comfortable and easier. So transportation has made our life very, very comfortable and easier. If you want to go to from here to Hyderabad, if you walk and go, how many days it will take? Nearly 5 to 6 days maybe. But now we can go in some 10 hours we can go to that place. So that is the power of your transport system. So now even the International Space Station is a habitable man-made satellite that orbits the Earth. Astronauts can stay in it for long periods of time. So technology has advanced so much that we have a space station that is orbiting around the Earth, and astronauts can stay there for long periods of time. We have a space station around the Earth. What is that? Space. And the space lab, we have established a space station where we can live. There are many space satellites, communication satellites and all around the Earth. But this space station is the one which can be where astronomers can go and stay in it. So, why do we need to measure distance or length? So, coming to the topic, why do you want to measure the length? Now, we spoke about the transport, advancement of transport. We can go even to the moon and other places, space with the vehicles available with the rockets using. But really, why should we measure the distance or length? So it is very important. Why? Because as I told you in earlier, everyday life depends upon this measurement only. You cannot say anyone how much idli you want without number. Can you tell how will they provide you? So everything only if you have some measurement, the life can be led comfortably. Isn't it? At least a handful of rice, that is also a measurement. Handful of rice is also a measurement. How much you will eat, something like that. So when we go from one place to another, it is of interest to know how far we have traveled. When you are going from one place to another, you will know how far we have traveled. எவ்வளவு நேரம் ஆயிருக்கும் நம்ம இங்க வரதுக்கு, நம்ம எப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். But interest can be known only by knowing the measurement. That is, we need to know the distance between the two places. We may need to know the distance for several reasons. For instance, depending upon how far is your school is from your home, so that you can decide whether to go on a bicycle or a car or by walk. If it is very near, only some half a kilometer when your home is from the school, you will walk and go. If it is going to be more than 2 kilometers, your father will drop you in the bike, scooter, etc. It is going to be very far. We have to use some public transport like bus, etc. Our school, no one is coming like that. But in some schools, some children are coming from a long distance. When you go to the villages, there you can see this. There will be schools very limited only. The schools will be in some far off place and they will be living in a small village. There, the children will travel by the government bus and go to the school and come back. So, even if you want to go to your friend's place, you have to ask your friend, "No, how far is your home from my home?" So that only you can know whether you can go by yourself or take your parents with you to reach that place. So measurement is so important so that you can judge what to do and what not to do. So what is measurement? Measurement of length is important. A tailor needs the exact measurement to stitch clothes that would fit perfectly. You may want to know how big your playground is. Are you taller than your friend? Or some examples for measurement of length. Exactly. When we measure something, we find out its size, amount of degree. The act of measuring something is called measurement. The act of measuring something is called measurement. So only if you know the measurement, you can comfortably learn the things or do the things with ease. Okay, children. After this class ends, so that you read the lesson up to this in your textbook. If you are having children, those who have not brought textbooks, no problem. Just listen to the video again and again. You will get a better idea, children. Whatever there in the textbook, I have told you. So, and next I'll give you a small assignment. You do that assignment and send. So from this lesson, a small value, the marks, scars and footprints that you leave behind is immortal. They may be your biography portal. Even to measure that you need to know how to measure things. Thank you children. Have a nice day.